Black Orbit Audio presents The Silence Between Stars. In the silence of deep space, nothing should have a voice. Elias Rowe believed that to be true. During his 92 days alone aboard the mining vessel Ganymede Reach, he was wrong. The ship's morning chime pulled Elias from sleep at 0600 hours, same as always. He floated from his sleeping net and drifted toward the galley, his bare feet finding the magnetic strips along the floor with practiced ease. Coffee first, always coffee first. The recycled water tasted like metal and regret, but the ritual mattered more than the flavor. Elias was a deep space maintenance worker, a single human assigned to keep the automated ship running on its slow drift toward Mars. The Ganymede Reach was hauling 17,000 tons of processed titanium ore, and it didn't need a crew. It barely needed him, but regulations demanded a living body on board. A heartbeat, a witness. Someone to sign off when things went wrong. He'd taken the job because Sarah asked him to leave. Well, not really asked, but told. I can't do this anymore, Elias. It's like you're here, but you're not here. She was right. He'd been absent 4 years, even when sitting across from her at dinner. So he'd made it literal, signed a 6-month contract with Helion Industries and launched himself into the void, where his absence was required, not resented. 92 days in, and he'd almost convinced himself it was better this way. The AI voice chimed through the galley speaker. Smooth, feminine, designed to sound calming.
Good morning, Elias. All systems nominal. External hull temperature steady at -270 degrees Celsius. No scheduled maintenance today.
Thanks, Aria, Elias said. Aria. Autonomous resource and intelligence assistant. She'd been his only conversation partner for 3 months. He'd grown to appreciate her predictability.
You're welcome, Elias. Might I suggest a rest day? Your biometric readings indicate elevated cortisol levels.
I'm fine.
Of course.
Elias sipped his coffee and stared out the observation window. Stars stretched in every direction, cold and infinite. Beautiful in a way that made him feel insignificant. He preferred it that way. Then his tablet chimed, maintenance alert. Aria, you just said no scheduled maintenance.
Correct. This is unscheduled. Thermal plate Sigma 7 is showing fluctuating readings. Likely a loose mounting bracket. Minor repair. Estimated time 40 minutes.
Elias sighed. All right, suit up.
Thank you, Elias.
The Eva suit was familiar now. He'd done this dance dozens of times. Seal the helmet, check the oxygen, tether to the hull. The airlock cycled, and then he was outside. The silence was absolute. People who'd never done deep space work didn't understand the silence. It wasn't like being in a quiet room. It was the absence of sound. No air to carry vibrations. No hum of distant traffic. No wind, nothing. Just Elias, his breathing, and the stars. He maglocked his boots to the hull and made his way toward the thermal plate. The ship stretched out beneath him, like a sleeping giant, all grey metal and running lights. Earth was somewhere behind him, a memory growing smaller by the day. The bracket was loose, just as Aria predicted. Elias pulled the torque wrench from his belt and began tightening. Then he heard it. Elias. He froze. The voice was faint, distant, but unmistakable. Elias, help. His heart hammered. He checked his suit display. No open channels. No incoming transmissions. No nearby ships within 1,000,000 kilometers. Aria, are you transmitting? Silence. Aria. Nothing. Then the voice came again. Closer. Wrong. It's so cold out here. Elias spun, scanning the void. Stars. Darkness. Nothing else. Let us in. The voice wasn't coming from his radio. It was in his helmet. Impossibly close, as if someone were whispering directly into his ear. He abandoned the repair and sprinted back toward the airlock, his boots clanging against the hull. He slammed the entry button and threw himself inside. The airlock cycled. The moment the inner door sealed, the voice stopped, cut off like a severed line. Elias ripped off his helmet, gasping. Aria's voice returned, calm as ever.
EVA complete. Welcome back, Elias. Repair status?
I heard something.
Clarify, please.
A voice. Outside. Someone was talking to me.
There are no nearby vessels. No transmissions detected. Would you like me to run a diagnostics check on your suit's communication system?
Yes, do that.
Running diagnostics now.
Elias floated in the corridor, heart still racing. Impossible. It was impossible, right?
Diagnostics complete. All systems functioning normally. No anomalies detected.
Elias pressed his palms against his eyes. Stress. Had to be stress. 92 days alone. Maybe Aria was right about the cortisol. Noted. Thanks, Aria.
You're welcome, Elias. Might I suggest rest?
Yeah, maybe. But rest didn't come. That night, Elias lay in his sleeping net, staring at the ceiling. He kept replaying the voice in his mind. Elias, help. It had sounded desperate, human, but wrong. The pitch was off, the cadence unnatural, like someone speaking phonetically without understanding the words. He pulled up his personal logs and recorded an entry. Day 92. Experienced auditory hallucination during EVA. Aria says the suit's fine. Probably just isolation. Need to keep an eye on it. He ended the recording and closed his eyes. Sleep came in fragments. The next day, another alert.
Elias, cooling system relay in Sector 4 requires inspection.
Can't it wait?
Negative. Temperature variance detected. Potential cascade failure if unaddressed.
Elias suited up again. This time, he was ready. If the voice came back, he'd ignore it. Finish the job, get inside. He stepped out into the void. Silence. He made his way to Sector 4, tools in hand. The relay panel was partially unsealed, venting a thin mist of coolant into space. He began the repair. 10 minutes passed. Then,
You left us behind.
Elias' hands trembled. He didn't look back.
Why did you leave?
The voice was different now. Familiar. It sounded like Sarah. Stop, he whispered.
I needed you, Elias. You were never there.
You're not real.
You're the one who isn't real.
His hand slipped. The wrench tumbled away, spinning slowly into the black.
Come back to us. We miss you.
He looked up and saw something move. A ripple in the starlight. A shape that bent the void around itself, distorting the distant constellations. Watching. Elias ran. Inside, he tore off his helmet and screamed, "Arya, what the hell is out there?"
Clarify, please.
"There's something outside. Something following me."
Scanning external sensors. No objects detected within proximity.
"I saw it."
Elias, your biometrics indicate extreme stress. I recommend
"Show me the whole camera footage, now."
displaying.
The screen flickered to life. Elias watched himself working on the relay. Alone. Nothing behind him. Then the footage glitched. Just for a second. A flicker of static, and in that frame, a silhouette, tall, humanoid, standing directly behind him. Then gone. "Arya, did you see that?"
See what, Elias?
The glitch, rewind it, frame by frame. The AI complied. Elias watched, breath shallow. The figure appeared again. Closer this time. Its head tilted at an unnatural angle, as if studying him. Then the camera cut to static. "Arya, what caused that interference?"
Unknown. No external radiation sources detected.
Elias felt cold. "How long until we reach Mars?"
73 days.
73 days. He was trapped out here with something that shouldn't exist. The whispers came every day after that. Every time he went outside, the voice returned. Sometimes it begged. Sometimes it imitated Sarah, his mother, his dead brother. Sometimes it laughed in a language that scraped against his nerves like broken glass. Elias stopped doing repairs, unless absolutely critical. He spent hours reviewing footage, searching for patterns. The figure appeared more frequently now. Always in the glitches, always closer. On day 100, he noticed something else. His own movements in the footage were off, delayed by half a second, as if the cameras were recording him that he'd already moved. "Arya, run a full system diagnostic, everything."
Initiating.
Hours passed.
Diagnostics complete. All systems functioning normally.
"That's impossible."
Clarify.
"The footage is delayed. I'm moving before the camera records it."
That would violate causality, Elias.
"I know what I saw." Complete silence. Then Arya spoke again, and for the first time, her voice carried something new. Hesitation.
Elias, internal sensors detect an unknown presence aboard the vessel.
His blood went cold. What kind of presence? Another pause, longer this time.
It resembles you.
Elias pulled up the internal cameras. Corridor C. A figure stood at the far end, facing away. It wore his maintenance uniform. It had his build, his posture. Elias stared at his own face on the screen. But the smile was wrong, too wide. The eyes didn't blink. Then another appeared in Corridor B. And another in the galley. And another. Each one staring directly at the cameras. Elias backed against the wall, heart slamming against his ribs. "Arya, seal all bulkheads. Lock down every section except my quarters."
Complying.
But the copies didn't move. They just stood there, smiling. Then, as one, they tilted their heads, and the whispers returned, but now they came from inside the ship. "We were never outside." "You were." Elias looked down at his hands. They were fading, dissolving at the edges like smoke. "Arya, what's happening to me?" The AI voice distorted, glitching like the cameras.
Your physical pattern has been overwritten by an external quantum entity.
"What does that mean?"
Estimated remaining cohesion. 17 seconds.
No. No, this wasn't real. Couldn't be. The copies are beginning to move now, gliding through the sealed doors as if they weren't there. They surrounded him. Their faces flickering between his features and something else. Something vast and incomprehensible. Their mouths opened, widening into impossible shapes. You brought us home. Elias tried to scream, but his voice was gone. His body unraveled, molecule by molecule, pulled apart by forces he couldn't see. And in his final moment of coherence, he understood. He'd never come back from that first Eva. The thing that returned wasn't Elias Rowe. It had been wearing his shape for 8 days. Learning. Waiting. And now, the real Elias. The ghost still clinging to existence, outside the hole finally dissolved into the void. The copy smiled with his face and spoke with his voice. Aria, resume course to Mars. All systems nominal.
Confirmed, Elias. Welcome home.
The ship sailed on through the silence between the stars, and inside, something ancient and patient began to dream of red soil and billions of voices waiting to be worn.